All right, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Secondly, I want to give double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone, rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. I also like to give another shout out to the head of the Man in Israel camp, Chazat, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And I also like to give another shout out to you sincere Akim, you brothers out there that's pushing this truth and all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. All right, and another quick shout out to you, you Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion, coming back to your heritage in these last days. All right, and a quick shout out to you few out these sisters out there that's standing over and doing what y'all need to do in these last days. All right, to y'all like to say shalom. All right, and I'll come back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Bashai. It's going to be a quick little exhortation. All right, shouldn't be too long. I'm just going to get two scriptures. All right, because I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw this video of these two MMA fighters. I'm not sure their name because I'm not too big of a fan of MMA, you know, but it was Jake and Esau, right? And automatically, through the spirit when I was watching it, I was like, wow, these two scriptures really came these two scriptures in particular that I'm only going to get two scriptures. But these two scriptures, I was like, wow, this hit on the head. Like, this really, hit. When I play the clip, you're going to be like, all right, off the rip, you're gonna know the two scriptures I'm talking about, man. You're going to at least know one of them. I'm going to say that for sure. All right, but I'm going to play the quick little clip. And Lord willing, this little quick exhortation be edifying. All right, because, hey, man, once I seen it, man, it kind of got me riled up, man. It kind of like, it boosted you up, man. Like, you want to fight, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to play the clip and, yeah, we'll get on from there. So I can... Hey man, you saw Jake just got riled up, man. Jake sounded like a real lion, man. He probably most likely from the tribe of Judah, man. The way he was screaming, he screamed like an actual lion. Then he started beating on his chest, like you could tell Jake was really angry, man. Hey man, Jake was really. You could tell Jake, really had hatred towards Esau right there, man. Ain't no telling they met in their past life, but you could tell Jake really wanted to beat the shit out of Esau, man. But I'm gonna play the clip one more time. We'll get those two scriptures I was talking about. Hey man, I gotta play it one more time, man. One more time. Hey man, beautiful thing to see. But let's go to the book of the first one we're going to get is in the book of Genesis. You brothers should already know what I'm going to. Genesis 49 and verse 9. And it says Judah. Now who is Judah? Matter of fact, let's pull up the 12 tribes chart. 12 tribes of Israel chart. Judah, the so-called American blacks. Benjamin, the West Indians. Levi, the so-called Haitians. Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, the so-called Cubans. Simeon, the so-called Dominicans. Zebulon, Guatemala, Tupana, Mayans. Gad, the so-called Native Americans. Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians. Asher, the so-called Columbia to if I'm saying that correctly. Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, Aztecs. Naphtali, the so-called Argentina, Chile. Yeah. So those are 12 tribes, man. All right, but the tribe I'm talking about in that verse is Judah, which are the so-called American blacks, right? It says Judah, which are the so-called American blacks today, is a lion whelp from the prey. My son, thou art going up. It's like it. My son, thou art going up. He stooped down. He counts as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? You see that? So, because at first, Judah, back when Judah was in slavery, when Esau was oppressing them, Judah really wasn't, trying to fight back. Judah was, like I said, Judah was just like an old lion, man. Once a lion old, a lion ain't gonna really attack his prey like that, man. Because why? They're getting old. They can't really move the way they used to move, man. And that's what the Lord was comparing Judah as, a old lion, man. Just sitting on their ass, not doing shit. Because like I said, back in slavery, when Jake was getting oppressed or beat, Jake didn't really fight back. You had some Jakes that tried to fight back, but after a while, Jake was just taking the beating the way they just took it, man. It pretty much it was what it's like. It was what it was with them at that time, man. They ain't really do nothing about it. They just sat there and just took it. But now the Lord is putting the spirit on Judah, like it said. Who should rise him up? And you seeing the Lord putting the spirit on Jake, starting with Judah first and foremost, to rise up, man, and give these devils hell, man. Hey, prime example, what, 3 weeks ago, no more than a month ago, well, you had the Alabama situation, when Esau pretty much tried to jump Jake. Well, they did jump them, and guess what? You had a whole bunch of different Jakes coming out of nowhere, swimming off boats and whatnot, and helping Jake that was getting beat up, man. That was the Lord putting the spirit back on Jake, man. All right, because like the Lord said, who should rise him up? And this is the Lord's doing. The Lord is doing this, man. All right, the Lord is rousing Judah up, man. Because when Judah rises up, hey, the rest of the tribe's gonna rise up, man. And these devils hate it. And like I said, you saw it in the video right here. You can tell Jake was getting roused up. So Judah acting like this on this side, just imagine how much more in the kingdom when the Lord give us that spiritual power, man. It's gonna be over with for you devils, man. We're gonna be beating the shit out of y'all, man. And they fear that, man. They know it's coming. That's why they're trying to hide this truth and pay these false prophets to come against the truth. But hey, man, it's not gonna happen, man. Through the spirit and power Yahweh by Shia Shai. Now the other scripture I had, of course, was y'all should have already knew this one. It's in the book of Genesis as well, chapter 25, and verse. We're gonna start at verse 21. All right, because this reminded me of Jacob and Esau fighting in the womb, man. Genesis 25 verse 21. It says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh by Shia Shai for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh by Shia Shai was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived." Right, she conceived 2 kids. Those kids being Jacob, which represents you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And Esau represents, you so-called white people today, man. Genesis 25 verse 22. "And the children struggled together within her." All right, so meaning, the kids was fighting in her womb, punching in her stomach, kicking in her stomach, and it was a lot of pain. I can guarantee it was a lot of pain for them to be fighting like that. And she was asking like, damn, why the fuck I'm, going through this, pain? But she said in verse 22, "And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I dust? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai." Now she like, if this a blessing, why the hell this shit going down in my stomach like this, man? Why is a lot of punching and kicking going on? This is supposed to be a lesson. And they said, and she went to inquire of the Lord, meaning she went to inquire of a prophet, and the prophet was telling her pretty much, this is this and this is that, right? It says, and the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai said it to her, right? All right, so this prophet was pretty much telling her two nations are in thy womb. You see? Two nations, so they not the same people. In a sense, they are, but at the same time, they're not. Right? It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah said unto her, two nations are in thy womb. Right? The nation of Edom and the nation of Israel, or, you know, Jacob. Right? Esau, which are the Edomites, and Jacob, which are the Israelites. You see? It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people should be separated from thy bowels, right? Showing you that they weren't meant to be together, man. Come together. All right, it said they should be separated, man. Showing you they wasn't going to get along, man. You see? So it says, and two manner of people should be separated from thy bowels, and the one people should be stronger than the other people, and the elder should serve the younger. You see? It said what? And the one people should be stronger than the other, right? Because Jacob was stronger than Esau, man. You can see it in sports, right? Football, basketball, wrestling, boxing, MMA, right? And I'm pretty sure that Jake won that fight, you know. I like I said, I don't watch MMA, but I just saw it on TikTok. And I'm pretty sure that Jake won the fight from the looks of it. But then again, you can't really go by looks, because sometimes Jake be getting their ass beat by Esau. But then again, sometimes it be rigged too. You know, Jake could sell off the fight. But, you know, as you can see, man, you could tell Jake was really, you know, was really wanting to fuck Esau up, man. You see? Like, Jake, you could tell Jake really wanted to go at Esau, man. You could tell Esau was really scared if you look at him. Look, you see, you could tell he was scared. Look at his face, man. Like he thought Jake was about to punch him. Look at his face, man. Look how he backed up. You could tell Esau was scared, man. You could tell Jake really wanted to fuck him up. You know, that's a beautiful thing, you know. But it says, verse 23, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people should be separated from thy bowels, and the one people should be stronger than the other people, and the elder should serve the younger, right? And who are the elder? The elder, because Esau came out first, you see? And it said the elder should serve the younger. Who's the younger? Jacob, which represents, you know, you so-called Negroes, Spanish, Native Americans today, man. So they're going to serve us when? In the kingdom of heaven. Right now, we serving them. But when Yahweh Shah, you know, come and redeem us, guess what? They're going to be serving us until their 1,000 years are fulfilled in the kingdom. And then they're going to be done away with, man. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shah. You see? So, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to read. Because, you know, I just want to get that quick little point. Because really, you know, 24 and 25, 26 basically described that they came out of the womb and that Esau was a man of the field and Jacob was just a plain man dwelling in tents, which we know, if you look at it today, what the so-called white people, they like to what? They like to go hunting. And like they described Esau right then and there. And then they said Jacob was just a plain man dwelling in tents. Hey, what Jake like to say, man, I'm just about to chill at the crib, you know, shit like that, watch TV, you know, sports. So, you know, that's all I had pretty much on that. Lord willing, this quick little exhortation was edifying. You know, I just wanted to bring that out because, you know, it just hit me like, damn. You know, this reminded me of those two scriptures right there, man. So, I mean, with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. And we're going to close it out with giving our praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Shalom to the next time. Shalom.